I get it. Signing a record label deal is a huge stepping stone in your career. Congrats if you got the opportunity to do so. And while it might be exciting and feel like you have that sense of, hey, I made it, this is great, remember that this signature on that piece of paper can come with good and bad things. So you need to stay level headed and understand the implications. Today, we are going to talk about one of those implications. So before I tell you what to look for, I need you to go ahead and look for that subscribe button, because the next time I make another video, you'll be notified and you can come back and we can continue to get to know each other. So before signing that record label deal, the one of the major things that you need to think about is, and ask yourself is, do I want to retain ownership of my music and stay in control of my songwriting and creative process? Now that is a massive question. And actually, there was a couple questions there. Ownership of the music, for one, but creative control over your songwriting and creative process? Wow. Do you really want to give up all that? Signing a record label deal can come at a huge cost to ownership, such as up to 85% of the ownership over your masters. I mean, that's a lot. A lot. Basically, the record label is going to take a majority of the ownership because they need to recoup the costs of whatever money they give to you or they loan you or put into you and invest into you, so that they can feel like their investment in you was worth it. And on top of the ownership, they're going to inject or replace or inspire your creative process with their own, because they know their own algorithms, their own processes, the way that they can make people become more mainstream and be more of a mainstream appeal and that sort of thing. So are you really willing to give up your creative process that makes you unique, your music unique, your audience unique, your brand unique, for the sake of selling out to the mainstream appeal of the record label's processes? Put another way, they will essentially and effectively take your heart and soul out of your music in order to create cash flow for the record label. And if none of that sounds worth it, remember that really only 1% of artists that get signed go anywhere, because most labels are just snatching up artists to take ownership, but then put you aside. You're really just a tax write-off because they don't see the potential in you for mainstream appeal, but they do like your music and don't want it to get into somebody else's hands. It's kind of shitty to be locked into record label handcuffs because of this. I mean, really, signing a record label deal can make or break your growth momentum, especially if you've already captured followers, captured email subscribers, captured an audience, have built a brand. The record label signing does not necessarily mean that you're on the up and up. That's not the next logical step after your own personal growth in your brand. You could be essentially stopping that natural growth because you've signed. And now the label's like, well, we own you. One thing I'll say, record labels aren't inherently evil. That's just the way that contracts are usually set up so that they can protect themselves. But remember, you need to protect yourself and your music as well. So take everything in consideration before you cross your T's and dot your I's on that signature line. So I hope you found today's video helpful. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like button. Helps out my channel. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Remember to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.